Championships define legacies, but sometimes the most unforgettable stories comes from teams that didn't win it all. The unbelievable last-second finishes, stunning upsets, signature moments that'll forever live on, providing some of the craziest times in NBA history. Underdogs that do everything in their power to give themselves a puncher's chance. Many wouldn't have been surprised if some of these teams I'm about to mention would have lost in the first round. Instead of making all the way to the finals, nobody would have thought much of them. Looking back at some of the most memorable teams or individual stars lifting their squads to unparalleled heights, they might not have lifted the Larry O'Brien trophy, but their journeys were nothing short of iconic. This is a tribute to the most inspiring NBA Finals runs that ended their remarkable playoff journeys without a championship but earned eternal respect. Starting with number 10, the 2009 Orlando Magic. Most fans remember 2009 as the year we were robbed of a Kobe vs. LeBron's finals, but what often gets lost in that narrative is just how incredible and groundbreaking the Orlando Magic's run truly was. Coming into the Eastern Conference, team was supposed to be viewed a walk in the park for MVP bronze Cavs. After sweeping their first two opponents all by double digits, the 66-win squad were favorited at -700 odds to win the series. Everyone wanted to bypass the conference finals, but 23-year-old Dwight Howard had the perfect supporting cast, allowed him to anchor the paint while having 4 outside shooters to spread the floor. These Magic also the only team in NBA history to face 3 separate 60-win teams in the same playoff run. This easily the most overlooked 59-win team of the century. Hedo Turkoglu and Rashad Lewis clutch shooting led to go-ahead game winners throughout different series, even overcoming a 3-2 deficit, blowing out Boston on the road game 7. Despite the C's not having KG, the Magic handled their business. Their size and outside shooting overwhelmed helpless Cleveland. Cody Lee's inexperience combined with Dwight's putrid free throw shooting ruined Orlando from having a real shot at a title. 2009 was meant to be Kobe's year, but that didn't take away from Orlando's innovative style. Hedo played like a poor man's Luka. Team let Turk sign with Toronto in the offseason so they can land Vince Carter, which backfired. Nevertheless, nobody had those Magic on their radar until everybody forced to accept them playing Kobe in the finals. Number 9, 1974, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. Before the Skyhook became legendary, there was the 27-year-old force of nature carrying a broken down team on his back. That season, Jabbar captured his 3rd MVP in 5 years, already acknowledged as the game's best player, but as the postseason arrived, he stood almost entirely alone. Oscar Robertson, 35 years old in his final season, was battling a groin injury, barely resembled the icon he once was. Lucius Allen, Milwaukee's 3rd leading scorer at over 17 points a game, suffered a brutal knee injury. March 15th was lost for the entire playoffs. The Bucks were gutted. Jabbar proceeded to destroy the Lakers round 1, averaged 30 points, 18 rebounds, 5 assists, then delivered arguably the greatest individual playoff series of his career against number 2 seed Chicago. Stats of nearly 35 points, 20 rebounds a game, hitting an absurd 65 of 98 shots. That's dominance at a level almost nobody in history has touched. Then came Boston, the league's best defense, with all-time greats John Havlicek, Dave Cowens, who smothered the hobble Robertson, pressured every passing lane. Down 3-2, Kareem's superhuman efforts game 6, 34 points, 15 rebounds, had the game-winning Skyhook in double overtime, kept his Bucks alive. Although Milwaukee overwhelmed in Game 7, Kareem never once scored below 21 points in any game that postseason. In a playoff run where he had every excuse to fall short, Jabbar dragged a depleted roster to the brink of a championship, didn't have much help. After that season, Kareem later requested a trade that would change NBA history. But in 1974, he gave the franchise everything. Despite ending in defeat, his run remains one of the most inspiring displays of individual brilliance the game has ever seen. Number 8, 1986 Houston Rockets. In one of the most underrated playoff runs ever, the franchise came off being the biggest laughingstock just 3 seasons before, finished 14-68. Before landing back-to-back #1 picks, the rebuild not only complete, but the twin towers of Ralph Sampson and Hakeem Olajuwon ahead of schedule, two generational talents, alongside good role players, Lewis Lloyd, Robert Reed, and Mitchell Wiggins, had no fear, zero expectations. Given Showtime Lakers at the peak of their greatness, nobody thought any other team in the West had a shot to reach those finals against Boston. But Dream went crazy as the 23-year-old made quick work of Sacramento round 1, knocked off Alex English Nuggets in 6. Him and Sampson put up superstar numbers. Expected to lose in the Western Conference Finals after falling convincingly Game 1, Dream led his Rockets to 4 straight victories, was not to be denied, averaged a blistering 31-11, 4 blocks for the series, overcoming the super team of Kareem, Magic, and Worthy, had a 35-point Game 4. No other player in the West took it to Magic and Kareem's Showtime Lakers like that. Fired up his team after getting ejected the 5th game, 4th quarter for punching Mitch Kupchak, resulted in teammate Ralph Sampson draining the cold-blooded game-winning no-looker. Pulled off one of the most stunning upsets in conference finals history, Dream's Rockets unfortunately ran into the best version of Bird's Celtics, 67 wins. The bigs of Mikhail Parrish and Bill Walton had the Twin Towers struggling with the massive length. Veteran Mikhail and Bird taught the youngster a massive lesson. No shame, the Rockets lost in the finals. Would take Hakeem 8 long years getting back to the championship series after his best players got injured. A few even banned from the league right after, had to deal with a dysfunctional front office for years. If there's any strong case about Hakeem being a top 10 all-time player, aside from his 2 titles, the way he carried his team, eliminating an all-time super team Lakers, speaks volume to his greatness. Number 7, 1976 Phoenix Suns. The 8th season of the franchise existence, had a 42-40 record, good for his second playoff appearance. Team led by rookie center Alvin Adams, Paul Westphal, Gar Hurd, Curtis Perry, and Dick Van Arsdale. Dismantled Seattle in 6 games, was supposed to get smoked by the reigning NBA champion Golden State, facing a prime Rick Barry, won a league best 59 games. The squad favored to repeat. Phoenix has 6 players averaging at least 13 points in the 7-game series, escaped to an overtime win Game 4, even things up. Then came Game 6 at home. Alvin Adams put in the go-ahead winning layup. Jamal Wilkes of Golden State had his shot blocked in the final seconds, going back to Oakland for a final game. All the players understood it would take more than a team effort against the more talented Barry. After Ricky Sobers landed a couple shots at the brashy superstar, none of Barry's teammates helped him out in the fight. After seeing the tape at halftime, Rick refused to shoot for much of the second half. On to the NBA Finals. After evening the series at 2 games apiece, the 5th contest became the greatest game of the century, a triple overtime classic, June 4th, against a powerful franchise already winning 12 titles. Boston jumped out to a huge lead, up by as many as 22. The inferior Suns did not surrender. Game went to triple overtime, end of the second OT. After a Suns basket, a steal by Westphal led to a missed jumper, offensive rebound, another shot to tie the game. All-time great John Havlicek appeared to have won it at the buzzer. Fans stormed onto the court, while referee Richie Powers, aware, demanded there be more time left. A fan even attacked him on the court. Boston players started running to the locker room like they already won, but after things got under control, Phoenix didn't have any timeouts, called one anyway, resulted in a technical foul, but allowed to advance the ball up court. JoJo White made the free throw. Garfield Hurd drained the most improbable jumper as the horn sound, tying the game again. Forcing a third overtime, Suns came up short in triple OT, fell in 6 to the superior Celtics, but their underdog resiliency, doing everything in their powers, trying to win that championship, the closest example to the 2025 Indiana Pacers. Number 6, 2018, LeBron James. After falling to the Reigns Warriors the season before, Bron and Kyrie was never enough to contend with that type of super team. Irving all of a sudden demanded out during the offseason. Cavs got back crumbs of a depleted Isaiah Thomas. Organization desperately tried to get LeBron help. The Derrick Rose, Dwayne Wade, Jay Crowder experiment failed miserably. Team's culture at its lowest. Since before LeBron came back for his second stint, every other week, non-stop negative reports about the squad being unhappy. Then right before the deadline, franchise gutted half their roster, Bron forced to work with lesser talents, the West of the East teams catching up. Getting to another final seemed near impossible. Indiana gave Cleveland a tough first round series, had a more balanced roster, but this was back at a time Bron was allergic losing in round 1. Single-handedly carried his squad, capped off Game 5 with this iconic game winner.
LeBron up near the timeline. LeBron goes to work, fires a three for the win.
Put on the finishing touches, responded with 45 in Game 7, set the tone, never to be denied, answered every call, dropped 46 Game 2, 44 the 5th game, and the 45-piece Game 7. His second leading scorer this series, Kevin Love averaged 11 points on 33% shooting. Then came LeBronto, snatching the soul out of the entire country of Canada, abusing the 59-win Raptors. Some believe Toronto a true contenders, but real pretenders the whole time. James casually messed around and drained the game winner Game 3, forcing Masai Ujiri to get rid of DeMar DeRozan, resulting in one of the shocking sweeps as the Raptors even favorites to win that series. James then made history by himself, conference finals, Boston 37-0 all time, went up 2-0 in any series they faced until Bron imposed his will, responded, overpowering whoever and whenever. James's 2018 playoff run, the best player many under the age of 30 has ever seen, displayed the most complete version of himself. A 46-11 Game 6, followed by a 35-15-9 Game 7, facing elimination on the road, not even having Kevin Love in that 7th game. Went up against an all-time great team, Golden State, had one of his best performances Game 1, a 51-piece, until his teammate ruined the chance to win the game. Bron himself averaged the monster 34-9-9 throughout that postseason. Jeff Van Gundy said it best, stating nobody has done more with less, praising James's greatness, capitalizing his legacy in Cleveland, reaching 8 straight NBA Finals in the East, doing so in super dominating fashion to the likes it might never be duplicated again. Number 5, 2023 Miami Heat. Some thought the bubble was a fluke, but this time being the 8th seed to falling in the first game of the play-in, trailed to the Bulls with just over 2 minutes left. Who knew this game would decide whether they missed the playoffs entirely or get all the way to the finals? The unshakable Matt Strus dropped a clutch bomb. Franchise got to the playoffs by the skin of their teeth. Awaiting them, number 1 seed prime Giannis, Milwaukee Bucks. Kevin Love smartly took a charge, resulting in a lower back contusion. Tyler Hero broke his hand Game 1, sidelined for weeks, wouldn't play till the finals. Heat up 2-1 in the series. The 4th game, a Jimmy Butler A+ masterpiece, shredded the defense of Drew Holiday, humiliated the Bucks on all levels, dropped the playoff career best, 56 points, 19 of 28 shooting, one of the greatest individual postseason performances of the last decade, came back down 13 in the 4th. Game 5, much of the same, down for most of the game. Butler had the game-tying layup end of regulation, held on to a classic 128-126 win, dropped 42 in the closeout, outplayed Giannis for the series. Miami kept the momentum going, eliminated New York in 6. A series they were underdogs again, became the second 8th seed to make it to the conference finals, filled with undrafted rotational starters. Gabe Vincent shined out of nowhere. Max Big Time Strus, conference finals Caleb Martin nearly got series MVP. Championship level vets Kyle Lowry and Kevin Love made their imprints felt. Boston had the talent, but Miami played with more hunger. Grant Williams poked the bear Game 2, letting Jimmy go bananas closing out the 4th. He blew out Tatum and Brown Game 3. Everything went right until losing 3 straight. Still, Eric Spoelstra, Butler, and Bam kept their composure. Despite falling to the best player in the game and a more complete Denver Nuggets, playoff Jimmy earned massive respect. Spo cemented himself as an all-time coach, and Godfather Pat Riley maintained his good rap in the front office. People laughed when Jimmy decided to take his talents to South Beach back in 2019. Little did we know, he carried the Heat to 2 improbable finals. These 2023 Heat surpassed the 99 Knicks for most wins in a playoff run for an 8th seed. Number 3, 1969, Jerry West. Yes, the Lakers were the heavy favorites to win it all. The first true super team ever formed. You would think this squad should not be on this list until the dysfunction, injuries, and drama surrounding head coach Butch Van Bertikoff and superstar Wilt Chamberlain. Had there been no Eagles, we're possibly looking at a top 5 team all time. Elgin Baylor's knees deteriorating. Only Jerry West consistently stay afloat, ignoring all the drama, playing his style of game, being 0-5 to Boston in the finals. Nobody despised that franchise more than the logo himself. Even said adios to the world right before the 2024 Celtics won it all. West willed his squad to victory game 1, poured in 53 points, 10 assists, never took his foot off the gas, 41 points game 2, while Will only went 1 of 6 for 4 points. West scored 40 of LA's 88-point game 4, while Elgin went an awful 2 of 14 shooting for 5 points. Devastated by the Sam Jones game winner, the Lakers would have been up 3-1 heading back to the Forum. The 5th game, West dropped 39. Boston, with their experience, won Game 6, leading to a deciding 7th game. This time, West had home court advantage, but owner Jack Kent Cooke ordered thousands of balloons suspended from the Raptors. Bill Russell got note of it. West became furious with owner's plans, went on to drop a 42-point triple-double, single-handedly brought his Lakers back. With 5:19 left in the game, Wilt left with a sore right knee. Coach Van Bertikoff decided to never bring him back in, going with backup center Mel Counts. Despite Chamberlain having 18 points, 27 rebounds, Russell even had his 5th foul. Lakers never went ahead in the 4th, leading to a Don Nelson back rim bounce. Sealed the victory for Boston. West averaged over 40 those finals, becoming the first and only finals MVP on a losing team. No all-time great deserved to beat the Celtics more than Jerry himself. One of the most gut-wrenching defeats from an all-time performer, losing by single digits the final game of the season. West, of course, hated winning most valuable player in the series he lost. The logo wouldn't win his first title till 3 years later. The final losses to Boston haunted West for the rest of his life, but his production and basketball greatness never to be forgotten. Number 2, 2001 Philadelphia 76ers, 26-year-old Allen Iverson, his 5th season, spent 3 years with head coach Larry Brown. Both were ready to move on. AI even in trade rumors. After back-to-back second-round exits, his team couldn't get past the Indiana Pacers the previous 2 seasons. Later believed they had what it took to pull off a magical season, with a motivated Iverson becoming the shortest league MVP all time, played with all heart. The most elegant superstar of his era, battled through a grueling 7-game series with superstar Vince Carter, went back and forth. Both responded with 50 pieces. Game 7 came down to the final possession. A Carter miss at the buzzer allowed AI to reach his first conference finals. On a team without any good scorers, guys like Eric Snow, Aaron McKee, and Dikembe Mutombo, defensive specialists, overcame another grueling 7-game series with the Milwaukee Bucks and former college rival Ray Allen. Despite shooting under 35% for the series, AI's 30.5-point average, much needed, overcame a hip and bruised tailbone injury, had to miss Game 3, delivered the final game with a 44-piece. Larry Brown made a bold decision, keeping AI in the 4th quarter of a Game 6 blowout, where he netted 26 of his 46 points, finding his rhythm, never looked back, leading to the iconic Game 1 in Los Angeles. Willed his Sixers to a massive upset over the undefeated playoff Lakers, the closest team to ever go unbeaten in a title run. Philly proceeded to lose 4 straight to vintage Kobe and Shaq, nothing to be ashamed of. While the Lakers won the title, the one play everybody remembers from the series, AI's legendary crossover on Tyronn Lue. Unfortunately for Philly fans, this was the last time the franchise reached at least the conference finals, 24 years and counting. Number 1, 2025 Indiana Pacers nearly pulled off the improbable, unpredictable. Head coach Rick Carlisle cemented himself in coaching greatness. Indy robbed of Halliburton's Game 7 devastating Achilles injury. The first thing everybody will remember about this past NBA season, the underdog small market, offensive run and gun, unique style of the Pacers, the most special non-title team of this decade. From top to bottom, everybody made their imprints felt, forever cemented positively in franchise history, with the so-called overrated Tyrese Halliburton quickly silenced his critics, proved his superstar status, became a clutch assassin, multiple game winners. Didn't matter if he had a dozen points or dropped 30 plus, Indy shined in close games, easily the most appreciated non-champs, play free-flowing basketball, tired out opponents, always a few steps ahead. Adding NBA champ and multiple-time All-Star Pascal Siakam a year and a half before turned the team into legit contenders. The most magical time, Gamebridge Fieldhouse experience, had some of the most insane near impossible comebacks. Every series, there was an all-time moment. After punctuating a Game 5 OT win on Milwaukee, stole Game 2 in Cleveland, final seconds, eliminated a 64-win powerhouse in 5, went on to come back down 17 in the 4th at MSG, upsetting New York thanks to Hallie's insane bounce. Aaron Nesmith, being Reggie Miller incarnated, had 6 threes for 20 points in the 4th. Siakam a mismatch for any Knick. Hallie, New York's public enemy number 1. Nesmith, Turner, and Nembhard all balled out. Obi Toppin, the one to cap off the wins with electrifying dunks. Team wasn't supposed to have a chance against the 68-win Thunder, but Hallie got it done Game 1, won it the final minute. Game 3, the Benedict Mathurin game, had 27 points, 9 of 12 shooting. Game 4 will forever break their hearts. Halliburton suffered a serious calf strain Game 5. TJ McConnell became an instant fan favorite and Pacer for life. The 33-year-old continued to cook OKC off the dribble, looked like a legit superstar the moment he stepped on the floor, destroying guys left and right, proved anything's possible with elite conditioning, relentless motor, play with heart over height. No other player in the NBA deserves a title more than TJ right now. Future role players a decade from now watching this series will be inspired by McConnell's performance. Indy lost Game 5 by bringing back the depleted Halliburton, put on an inspiring Game 6. Hallie drained 3 triples early Game 7 before his legs fully gave out, fell to a more superior, healthier team. From starting the season 10 and 15 to being a win away from a championship, robbed of a real shot after the game-ending Achilles tear, depriving millions of a potential classic Game 7, Halliburton proved himself. Everybody should be astonished by Indiana's unexpected run. They weren't just playing basketball, they were fighting for belief, for each other, and for the soul of being in a small market. This 2025 Indiana team, alongside the rest of the team or superstar players on this list, didn't just deserve respect, they earned immortality.